I read a story in the New York Times earlier that the Association of Ringside Physicians, they don't believe that this fight should happen at all. They're concerned about safety, it sounds like. Why don't you believe that Conor is overmatched against Floyd Mayweather?
Well, it's one thing if he's overmatched, that we don't know until Saturday. But at the end of the day, for him not to compete in a fight, he's been fighting his whole life. He's a professional fighter. He's a 4-time world champion, two belts in the UFC and 2 in another organization that he was in before us. If you're taking a guy that's never fought before, never held a title, then maybe, But we're going to find out. We're going to find out if on Saturday. It's one of the beautiful things. I love all this, though. This is all good stuff because without this, we don't have the biggest upset in the history of sports without all this.
Got to build up, right?
They set you up perfectly, right?
I love the back and forth, and anytime that there's a fight between two guys, especially when you have the best, 2 of the best in the world, these are the kind of things that spur interest and people talk about. Conor McGregor says, "Believe me when I tell you, I will knock this guy out, and I'll do it within 4 rounds." And
I think
whatever.
we're down to 2.
We're down to 2 now.
We're down to 2. Yeah.
I mean, Conor McGregor has never not done what he said he would do in fights that people believed that not only would he not win, that he would definitely not knock out his opponent, and he's done it one time in 13 seconds.
Right. Now, you already went through the experience of having one of the biggest stars in your sport in Ronda Rousey suffer a loss to Holly Holm. She was never quite the same after that, and I think it's fair to say it probably hurt the sport a little bit, right? Well, okay, I'll give you a chance to respond, but just hear me out. If Conor does lose, and let's say he does lose badly, would you look at this as a regret? Is there a downside for UFC by him kind of exposing himself and being your biggest name in the sport?
People win and lose in all sports, and especially fighting. And, Ronda Rousey was very dominant for a long time, and then, she met somebody who was better and beat her. It happens. It happens in all sports. It's like on Saturday, if Conor McGregor knocks Floyd Mayweather out, it's not the demise of boxing. It's not the end of boxing. It's a almost 41-year-old guy who went in against a 29-year-old, bigger, stronger, younger, harder puncher. It's fighting. It's what happens.
Have you spoken to John Jones, sticking to MMA now, since the reports surfaced about his second failed drug test?
I haven't spoke to John Jones since UFC 200. We've seen each other and we've said hi and whatnot, but no, we haven't really talked.
What kind of decision have you made? Any decisions? Are you close to making any decisions as it relates to him?
Well, he is now going to have to go through the process. It's the USADA and the California State Athletic Commission that will now hand down whatever penalty he's going to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're focused on the task at hand.
Oh, I'm focused, man.
You got people already talking about a rematch.
Well, let me tell you this. Usually in the UFC, it's my guy versus my guy.
Right.
This is my guy versus their guy. So I have a different kind of feeling.
Is this more fun?
Normally have fight week.
This more fun?
I don't know yet. I'll tell you that on Saturday. I'm nervous and excited, and I have a completely different type of energy for this fight.
Now, you've been there for these press conferences. I couldn't help but notice at the one that they had yesterday, they both seemed kind of subdued.
Yeah.
They both seem real calm. What do you make of that?
We went on this big world tour where they called every name in the book you could possibly call a human being. Then they go in, they train for the fight. Now's the calm before the storm. They're ready. They're ready to fight.